It's Vex, and today do like a little discussion video on the banned cards of 2020. That's right, we're going to go back and revisit 2020. And first thing we want to do is revisit Commander. Yes, there were cards banned in Commander, and most likely had no effect on you because the two cards that banned in Commander were Flash, right here, and Lutri, the Spell Chaser. That's right. We probably even forgot Lutri was banned because it was literally banned hours after it was previewed. So it was pre-banned before it was even printed. So let's read Lutri right here. Lutri is a companion. So each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. And then the new companion rule is if this card is your chosen companion, you may pay 3 mana to put it from outside the game into your hand. That basically, which this means is you can companion Lutri in any deck that has red or blue. Meaning that if this was legal, which is not, this would be legal in every Izzet Plus deck for free because of Commander rules, right? Unless you're playing Persistent Petitioners, it's essentially a free card. And even if it didn't have any of this text in here, and just having a 3/2 for free as your 101st card is insane. Because you start with an 8 or 9 card hand if you have partner commanders, and plus a 10th card Lutri if Lutri is in your companion zone, which why not? It's a free card. But it also has the ability to copy instant sorcery. So Lutri is essentially banned from the beginning because it'll just be too powerful and too free to include. It's like there's nothing you can do to make to not have Lutri. So instant ban right here. Next ban is the Edh Level Band. This is the first that I've known of a power level ban for Edh, because Flash and regular Edh casual, wasn't really played that much. Didn't have a didn't have a really home. But Edh, this is so prevalent, and because of this card, Protein Hawk, right here. I forgot Protein Hawk was banned in EDH for a while, but Flash is banned because Flash, what you could do is you could literally win at instant speed. You technically could win at turn 0 before anybody went with Gemstone Caverns and Gemstone Cavern and maybe a Shimmying Spirit Guide, Flash, Protein Hawk. You literally could win before the game starts on the first upkeep of the game. But anyways, what Flash does is you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, sacrifice it unless you pay its mana cost reduced by up to 2. So essentially, it gives a creature Flash. So you can win at instant speed. You put it in Protein Hawk. And the reason why it was so dangerous now, because it's been around for a while, is the printing of this Thassa's Oracle. So you get Flash in Hulk. Hulk would sacrifice, right? So when Protein Hawk dies, let's read this. Search your library for any number of creature cards, with a total converted mana cost 6 or less, and put them onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. So you could, I don't have the full combo here, but you could search for the Cephalid Breakfast combo, which you would mill yourself, and Thassa's Oracle, put Thassa's Oracle on the battlefield and win right there. So it's insanely compact win condition. All you need is these 2 cards. You could win at instant speed. You could win in the middle of a counterspell war. You could just, if you flash, somebody else can flash. So it's just extremely degenerate. It says, so they made a special exception for CEH players to just get rid of Flash. Unfortunately, the compact win condition of Thassa's Oracle, Demonic Consultation is still there. However, those are EDH bans. I agree. These had no effect on me, unlike the Paradox Engine ban, which I had a deck with it in it. I had to remove it. It's fine. So Commander was very healthy this year. Nothing too crazy. So let's go into... Where should we go next? Let's just go down the line of constructed formats. So we're not doing historic or stuff online formats or Pauper. We're just going to paper constructed formats. So the next ban is just go down the line. Vintage. I thought I would never see the day that any card would be banned in Vintage. Months before Loris is printed, so Loris has been banned in Vintage. Months before Loris is printed, Joe Dyer from MTG Goldfish says, would there ever be a case where you literally can't restrict a card because Lurrus you only need one of in Vintage, and actually had to outright ban a card for power level reasons? And guess what? Months later, he was correct. We had to ban Lurrus of the Dream Den, which is unthinkable. Like Black Lotus is not even banned. So what Lurrus does is it's a companion, has lifelink. During each of your turns, you may cast one permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. Oh, I forgot the companion is each permanent card in your starting deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. I mean, permanents only. You still can play Force of Will, Force of Negation, so you can play like high casting costs, instants, or sorceries, just permanents. So in Vintage, you would play Lurrus. You literally can get Black Lotus, sack Black Lotus, play Lurrus, get Black Lotus back, sack it, play another card. It was just insane. It took over Vintage like wildfire. I was trying to keep up with Vintage at that time, and it was just amazing how this one card took it over. And you only need one of it. You don't need any more. So it's like, if you restrict it, what's the point? It does nothing. So they had to outright ban it. Since then, they have changed the companion rule to not be able to play, Lotus, Lurrus, and Lotus again. I think they should unban it. I think they're just waiting their time. Lurrus can be freely unbanned, I believe, because of that companion rule change. So I just couldn't believe it. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world that the companions are so powerful. They literally were played in every format. I feel like they kind of broke every format from Pioneer all the way up, even standard all the way up to Vintage. You're just seeing companions, and it's just like, I like the design of companions, but I think they should have made it a little more restrictive. Like Lurrus should have been, each card in your deck has converted mana cost 2 or less. Just kind of like how Karuga forces you to have that restriction. It's just not permanent. And the funny part is you can't put Lurrus in your Lurrus deck. So usually you could have like a Gyruda, you could have one Gyruda and 3 others in the deck, but you can't put Lurrus in Lurrus' own deck. All right, so that is a Vintage. Going to Vintage there. I couldn't believe I would ever see the day. The day happened. They actually had to change the mechanic. And then let's go to Legacy. We have 2 companions banned in Legacy. But before then, when Theros Beyond Death came out, we had this card banned. Underworld Breach, as you know, it was also banned Pioneer. My full deck was banned with Underworld Breach, but it's also banned Legacy because of the interaction with Lion's Eye Diamond. Some people thought Lion's Eye Diamond would finally get banned, but it did not. Underworld Breach essentially says each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. Escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost, plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. So essentially you would just crack Lion's Eye Diamond, discard your hand to your graveyard, get 3 mana, escape it, put it back, get another 3 mana, brain freeze yourself, deck yourself, escape it. And sometimes you could win by Thassa's Oracling. Eventually, at the end of that meta game, they said, nope, Thassa's Oracle is too bad. We're just going to bolt you to death by escaping enough cards, your whole deck, and then escaping lightning bolts. Bolt somebody to death. So that became the meta. It's so hard to hate out because they had Cyborg, Monastery, Mentor, or something. They get Cyborg out the graveyard. It's so resilient. You can have like 4 graveyard hate pieces, and this deck will still win. So this is banned from Legacy. This is Red Yawgmoth's Will. I don't know how in the world they thought this is okay for Eternal formats, Underworld Breach. But they did, so they printed it and use this. So after this is banned, companions were banned right here. Lurrus, obviously the same reasons for Vintage, but there's no Black Lotus. There is Lion's Eye Diamond. I have a Storm deck in the Epic Storm inside of Legacy. And literally, I had no deck changes. I could just slot this right into the sideboard, and it would just work. And it'd be great with Lion's Eye Diamond right here, Lotus Petal, stuff like that. So Lurrus was insane. Everybody's playing Lurrus, Grixis Lurrus. It's just such a value train with Mishra's Baubles and everything. So this is before the companion rule change. Zerta, you can use Zerta, generate infinite mana with a Basalt Monolith or a Grid Monolith and stuff like that. So these guys are banned. This is more under the radar because this wasn't talked about as much. But Lurrus is talked about all the time. Is banned. I think they're okay to get unbanned. Not Zerta, because the Zerta deck can make tons of mana, and then you get infinite mana in your companion zone. Because I would see people play 1 Zerta in their companion zone and 3 others or more, or X other in their deck, just to have redundant Zertas. So this will stay banned. companion rule change, I think this can be unbanned. Because people are not going to warp their deck. Because it costs 3 to put in your hand. 3 and taking a turn off to pay 3 to put something in your hand in Legacy. Very costly. Alright, so moving down the line to Modern. I know you guys have forgot about Modern because, you know, who's playing Modern? Everybody's playing Commander now. But let's just go to Modern. Let's get the Modern cards. Bam. January. Banned. Mox Opal, Oko. Oko is taking over. I mean, every deck was just running Oko. Like, even burn decks, even decks that not even in blue or green were just like, screw it, I'm splashing blue and green to run Oko. It was literally, this is the most powerful Planeswalker ever printed. Not gonna lie. It's banned in Standard, it's banned in Pioneer, it's banned in Modern, it's banned in Historic. It's not banned in Legacy, but hopefully one day, maybe, who knows. It's so powerful. You would think this innocuous Planeswalker, more powerful than Jace, extremely hard to kill, starts off with 4 loyalty, makes a food. I mean, it's just like, it's so innocent. It's like, +2, make a food. The worst, the offender is right here. +1, target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power and toughness 3/3. It literally invalidates every creature. Any creature you play, 3/3 elk. You play Eldrazi Titan, 3/3 elk. You play, Primeval Titan, 3/3 elk. So it's like, what's the point? All your creatures are 3/3 elks. Mox Opal is banned. I mean, Opal's power level is through the roof. Chrome Mox is banned, and I think has been initially banned in Modern the whole entire time. It's time. It was time. Artifacts got so powerful. Mox Opal banned finally. I think the Affinity deck was just dying out anyway. So these two guys' friends was usually Urza right here, because Oko actually turned your useless cards into 3/3 elks as well. Mox Opals, you got Urza, and then you had in the deck you had a Snow deck too, Astrolabes and stuff. This is eventually banned, not yet. You made your constructs, so powerful. I mean, Opal just cheats on mana. Quarkling Ironworks could have just been not banned, and you could have banned Mox Opal. Extremely powerful card. Lets you accelerate mana at extremely low cost. Not even temporary acceleration, permanent acceleration. Here, lets you turn Mox Opal without even Metalcraft into Mox Sapphire with Urza himself. So these two bans, this is definitely worthy of ban in every format. Wish was never printed, or at least printed with a -1. Be a little more fair, a little more easy. Because if you play Oko, -1 becomes 3 loyalty, you can bolt it, so you can kind of kill it. But nope, it was a +1. I don't know what designers are thinking, but it's too late now. Oko's been printed. Lattice, because of Karn right here, Karn Great Creator. You put this in your sideboard. You fetch it, you play it. Then Karn's ability right here, top ability. Activate abilities of artifacts your opponent's control cannot be activated. And Lattice does all permanents or artifacts. So basically, you literally can't even activate any abilities. The only thing you do is hope have a creature attack Karn to death, because you can't even activate your lands because they're artifacts. And then the problem is you can't even play Force of Vigor because all cards that aren't in the battlefield, spells and permanents, are colorless. So you can't even exile a green card, Force of Vigor, to kill it because it becomes a colorless card. So that was that ban right there. But we have more bans in Modern. Next ban was Once Upon a Time. So every deck was just literally playing this, cutting lands. Neo Brand had this. Eldrazi had it. Essentially every deck. Not even green decks would just play this because it's just like a free spell. Free spells are dangerous. I mean, that's all I had to say about that. Free spells are extremely dangerous. And then the final card, banned in Modern, Astrolabe. This card, a lot of people talk about banning this in Legacy, but it's actually made Legacy a little cheaper because you need less dual lands and you play more basics. Except for the problem is this ban, this card existing in Modern forced everybody to play snow covered lands. So it essentially banned regular lands because you had no incentive. There's no penalty of playing snow covered lands. So by banning this, you unban all basic lands in Modern. So it's kind of interesting there. Astrolabe. It was also powerful with our friend Urza and Oko, Urza and the Uro here, right there. So it was just too powerful. Astrolabe, I know this little guy was too powerful, so it was kind of gone. So those are the bans in Modern. Modern is at a good place. Again, can't wait for Paper Magic. I think Urza is such a high power level. It just messed up artifacts. Like, it was so good with Astrolabe, so good with Mox Opal, so good with Oko. It was just good all around. All right, so let's move on to Pioneer. So Pioneer, we actually had an unbanned Oath of Nissa. That's right, Oath of Nissa unbanned. It's crazy because at the time there's Underworld Breach, Inverter of Truth, Walking Ballista combo, and let's see what else. The Kethis Fringe combo was out there, and all Pioneer was is combo. And it was like, yeah, it was unbanned Oath of Nissa. I'm like, people were like, what? No way. You gotta ban those combo cards. You gotta ban Inverter of Truth. You gotta ban Underworld Breach, which is my deck I did not want banned. I was like, ooh, I survived a banning. And then they're like, okay, I think a month later or a little less, they came to their senses, like, okay, it's time to ban some cards. Bam. It's bans all the combos, because Pioneer was all about combo. Ban all the combo. Ban this card. Ban my Underworld Breach. Ban my full deck. That's right, they banned all the combo cards. They even banned Inverter of Truth, which is right there. Works with, again, Thassa's Oracle. God, decking yourself is just the way to go nowadays, right? Underworld Breach also had Thassa's Oracle in there too, so it's two-way to deck yourself. Kethis, I think, also had Thassa's Oracle in there too. Who knows? I forgot how Kethis worked. You would essentially mill yourself, so it's all about milling yourself right here. Walking Ballista had Heliod. God, Sun Crown came in Theros Beyond Death, so more Theros Beyond Death cards, just messing things up. Infinite damage combo. So, you know, it was time to take out the combo, right? I was put my Kethis back here. Time to take out the combo pieces and just say, screw it. We are, you know, we're done. We're done with combo. Let's just put it back, uncombo it. Remove Theros Beyond Death combo cards. That's his Oracle for this. Underworld Breach. Kethis, which is a Fringe combo. And they should have banned Heliod, but Heliod's still in print. Walking Ballista is such a good utility card. I don't know why they banned that. Who knows? I think they just want to get rid of combo. Walking Ballista has more combo potential than Heliod, so they banned Walking Ballista here. Inverter of Truth, which is deck yourself right there. So anyways, they banned these cards. I was sad they banned my deck, but I was, you know, I think Pioneer's in a better place. If you see my video, Lotus combo, my deck came back from the ashes without Underworld Breach. It's a very strong deck, not tier 1. Of course, tier 1, you know, has to have our friend Uro in it. Of course, right? Tier 1 decks all have Uros. Anyways, that's Pioneer for you. Hopefully Paper Magic will come back, play more Pioneer. Continue using my Lotus combo deck now. Not having to be worried about Inverter of Truth combo. But of course, you know, our friend Uro is everywhere. Alright, so let's move to the most controversial set of cards this year. Not this year, 2020 that was banned. Alright, Standard, they had a companion change around June, after Ikoria came out for like about a month. People were sick of companions in every format. So that was kind of like soft banning companions in a way. Lurrus is in the cycling deck. Zero wasn't played, but I just have these from my previous formats. So, real bans. It was pretty good. I mean, it was very powerful until June when, not this card, these two cards were banned. Agent Treachery, Fires of Invention. Who knew free mana, doubling your mana for free, would get you banned? But, you know, Fires of Invention was banned. Of course, Wilderness Reclamation, later banned. We'll get to that. Agent Treachery, you know, stealing opponents' things, being your end step. Wrong part. When Agent Treachery enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. Of course, 7-drop. Who knew a 7-drop in Standard would ever be banned? Because of these cards right here were printed. Luca and Winota. Cheating, like what Winota does, read this quick. Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can put a human creature from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Put the rest of the cards behind your library in random order. You attack with Winota, with a non-human. Play Winota, attack with a non-human turn 4. Flip some Agent Treacheries, maybe 1 or 2. Steal your opponent's lands, game over, right? Like more mana cheating, of course. And Luca right here. So the middle bill is the important one. Exile target creature you control, which is probably most likely a token. Reveal cards from top of your library until you reveal a creature card, which is this, Agent Treachery. Creature card with higher converted mana cost, which anything's higher than token. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Again, more cheating. So let's just ban stuff that cheats stuff. Instead of banning stuff that cheats things into play, they just ban the thing that you cheat into play, which is the most powerful thing that you can cheat, Agent Treachery. So this starts the standard ban wagon. The wheels keep moving after this. Third set of bannings in August. Boom. So the companion change happened in July. These happen in July right here. August, they're like, well, ban fires. Guess what's the next best deck? Wilderness Wreck. More free mana. That's right. And Growth Spiral helps you get to more free mana faster. So, banned for the last 2 months in Standard. These are about to rotate because these were Ravnica Allegiance cards. But say, screw it, let's make Standard at least good for a little bit before it rotates. Same for F.I.R.E. Oh my god, they should have banned this a long time ago. Most miserable play experience ever. Literally not being able to play your spells at instant speed. It's just like, I don't know why they print cards that just make you not play Magic. It just literally says, don't play Magic. Miserable, makes counterspells useless. It's hard to kill because, you play one thing, it bounces one thing, and then you can't kill at instant speed because if they play it to F.I.R.E, on their turn, you can't do an instant removal or Murderous Rider because F.I.R.E prevents that. Thank God they removed him. Still miserable to play against, but in other formats can take care of it better. And another card, an uncommon, I know, Cauldron Familiar. Because of Cauldron Familiar and the combo with Witch's Oven right here, you would just tap Witch's Oven, sack Cauldron Familiar, make a food. Cauldron Familiar says, sack a food, return Cauldron Familiar from graveyard to battlefield. So it's like every turn you would do this forever and it would drain one. It was the most slowest grinding thing in Arena. You had to click so many buttons. I literally quit Arena because of this combo here. Because it just takes forever. And everybody loved this combo for some reason. I don't know why, but I guess they did. And then you couldn't have aggressive decks with Cauldron Familiar because you could never attack or pass it. It was just block, chump block, sack, make a food. And then if you need to, you can sack a food for 3 life. And then when you came back, it gains you a life, drains you a life. So it's just most miserable experience. I'm glad they banned it. All right, so moving on to September. I know. They keep banning cards, right? Next month, they're like, Omnath came out, right? No, we're not going to ban Omnath. Omnath is new. 2 new mythic. We need sell Zendikar Rising. Like, screw it. Nope. Ban Uro. We sold enough Theros Beyond Death. We'll just ban this card instead. It deserved to be banned. Not gonna lie. It deserves to be banned from Pioneer, Historic, Modern, everything. Because literally every format you play is this card. This card is so good. It didn't just miss. It missed so high. And again, it looks innocuous. Has the Oko casting cost. Let's see if I have my Oko here. Has the Oko casting cost. So anything with 1 green-blue is it's very scary. Of course, Growth Spiral had green-blue. So anything with green-blue, super scary. Too powerful. I don't know what else there is to say about Uro. It's just too good. This card's too good, too resilient, too hard to hate. And even if you hate on Uro, you're always down a card or 2 and down life. You just can never be there's no positive way to get rid of Uro and actually be up on cards from your opponent instead of always being down on cards. So no matter what you do with Uro, you're a loser. They banned Uro. They're like, okay. But the thing is, like, the problem is these Omnath decks didn't really need Uro. Didn't even have 4 count of Uro. Omnath is just so powerful. And designers maybe said, oh, it's so hard to cast this red, green, white, blue creature in Standard. We're like, we'll print it. This is printed for Commander. I have a deck tech here, Omnath. It was straight up printed for Commander, but again, it replaced itself. Everything has draw a card nowadays. You see this problem? It has draw a card right here. Draw a card, draw a card. Even Growth Spiral had draw a card. It's just so powerful. Even F.I.R.E here was banned. Had his draw a card at the end. I mean, everything had draw a card on it. Everything nowadays is draw a card. They love building for Commanders. But anyways, that's September. Omnath is out. Then they're like, okay, everybody's playing Omnath. Time to ban it. We sold enough packs. But they didn't just ban Omnath. They banned other cards too. Bam. Lucky Clover and Escape to the Wilds. So this is the fourth set of paper bannings with companion chains. It's like 5 different sets of bannings. It was just like bam, 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 bam. Standards changing. I think Standards at a very good place now. We don't know what Kaldheim has any more free mana spells that could destroy Standard or other formats. But Omnath is also very prevalent in Modern and Pioneer too, I believe. So it's kind of like you see powerful cards. It's so powerful to see them in every format. Again, it makes free mana. It's a big body. It replaces itself, gains life. It's kind of like Earl. It's just not as resilient as Earl is, but more free mana. Lucky Clover. Adventures are so strong, and like it's essentially a free mana card. Because you play one adventure, you get it twice. More free mana. They just, for good measure, to get rid of all these crazy ramp decks, Escape to the Wilds. Make sure you don't get just a. It's like a draw 5 through 5 mana. Insane. Let's play additional land. So those are last standard bannings. I'm happy with these last standard bannings. I think everything is finally settled down. Less free mana. I mean, you had all these bannings here, 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 here this year. Look at all these bannings. Crazy. You've implicitly banned the companions. So Standard has more banned cards this year than any other year. Let's see how many cards this banned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 cards banned this year. It's crazy. Like, I remember years where just no cards were banned. I mean, people were annoyed with Siege Rhino, but Siege Rhino is not an Earl. Like, not this. Siege Rhino didn't like make you not play the game. Didn't double your mana like 5 times over. Didn't steal all your lands. Like Siege Rhino, people were annoyed at it, but like it just lightning heals your face. That's it. It didn't like not let you play aggro. You know, kind of craziness. Didn't give you an 8th card in your hand. Anyways, those are the ban cards of 2020. I just want to go through them with you and just discuss them. It was pretty fun going down memory lane, but now we move on to 2021 and we see, hopefully we have no ban cards except for Earl in every format. Earl needs to be banned so bad. I get tired of looking at Earl, get tired of hearing about Earl. It makes you just not want to play these eternal formats because guess what? Guess what dominates these eternal formats? Earl. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, give me a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all that jazz. I have TCG Player affiliate link in the description below if you want to help support the channel further. And as always, have a wonderful day.